Traditional influences come from like Stax and Motown. Personally, I'm a massive Trojan fan. But in order not to be a retro and kind of narrow-minded band, you know, we listen to a lot of modern bands, and we're inevitably influenced by a lot of modern bands just because the scene we grew up in was very much like a clubby, dance-orientated scene in Essex. So, you know, I take as much from likes of The Prodigy and Chase and Status as I do as Sam and Dave and Otis Redding. I didn't really like punk music. It was an excuse to play loud, play fast, play hard and go home. And at the time, I wasn't a particularly good singer, we weren't particularly good musicians, and it was just a way of getting rid of a load of teenage angst, I guess, and a way of just getting on the road and like just gigging pubs up and down the country. And then you kind of give in to the music that you listen to all the time and the tastes that you've got. And I suppose it was a combination of that and just musicianship levels going up. We wanted to find a bit more groove, and you know, it just sort of, it was kind of a more honest reflection as to what our record collections were at home. Strangely, the title of the album is named after a quote from Wilco from Dr. Feelgood, who was quoted in a documentary called All City Confidential about the Thames Delta, which apparently in the 60s was a real, you know, rich melting pot of rhythm and blues and soul bands all around sort of like Leon C, Canvey, Southend. And when we was watching that, we was like, well, there's a bit of a heritage there. It might not be particularly well known, and it was probably 40 years ago, but we wanted to kind of like highlight the fact that, you know, it's not just the scraping of the barrel in terms of culture in Essex. You know, there are pockets of people that know what they're talking about. There are people that have got some badass record collections. The trouble is, they only seem to film the in our town. We was sat around one day in the label and we were just brainstorming ideas for, you know, we didn't want to do just another performance video. You know, we've done it, it's a bit it's a bit test, you know what I mean? It's been done a lot. And we were talking about like working with someone that would maybe bring something new to the table. About a week before, we'd heard that James was really into the band and he DJs and he was playing our records at a lot of parties and clubs. And someone just threw the idea in the pot, why don't we give James Buckley an idea, get him in on the video. We were all fans of the Inbetweeners last few years. And it just, over about 3 or 4 conversations on the phone, we had a couple of beers with him, ideas got flowing, and then the label releases the budget and you're given a couple of play days to get on with it. And it was thoroughly enjoyable experience.